two main pillars of information technology are the IT infrastructure and software and development. So whenever we talk about the information technology, IT infrastructure and software development, I always give an example of a human being. We as a human being have the same structure as the information technology. Like we have got our bodies, we have got our backbones, our bones, our heart, our kidney, our nerve system, our legs, our hands, our nose, everything that you can see in a human being, they are the infrastructure side of the human being. And then, of course, the other part that we cannot see, that is the soul. So that is the software on the information technology side. So the soul of the human being, we cannot see, but that is the main character, I would say, the main part of human being that help us to do our daily life. That help us to walk, that help us to work, that help us to learn, and that help us to live. So that is the same for the software. So the software helps the infrastructure in the IT to run. And then that's how we come to the next slide in here. So the IT infrastructure, which is the backbone of technology. IT infrastructure includes all the physical and digital technology like computers, networks, servers, and cloud services which runs the businesses. So that is the hardware part of the technology that we can see, we can touch them every day. And then the IT infrastructure includes computers and laptops, of course, the computers that we use in our organizations, in our company, or our home, or our school, or our universities. And daily, almost all the households uses a computer or a laptop. So that is the infrastructure side. So the servers are very powerful computers that store large data and provide us higher services like Active Directory, DHCP, DNS, websites, IIS, and many other services which can be run on the server side. Then we have got the network side. So then the network side, how our devices are connected to each other, whether they are using wireless, whether they're using Bluetooth, or they're using cabling, whether they're using fiber cables, or they're using a UTP or UDP, whatever type of connection they're using, how they're connected, whether they're connected in a star topology or mesh topology. So in the networks, it is a huge ocean, I would say, by itself. But overall, so the networks are also part of the infrastructure side. Then the Wi-Fi and internet, of course, the Wi-Fi and internet is also part of the infrastructure side. Then how we get the Wi-Fi from our phones, from our smartphones, from the access points, and then the internet, how we are connected to the internet, whether it is through a cable, whether it is through wireless, whether it is through access points. So that is the Wi-Fi and the internet. That's also part of the infrastructure side. Cloud systems. Nowadays, of course, the cloud systems are very important in our daily lives. So in the cloud systems, we have got Azure from Microsoft, we have got AWS from Amazon, and then of course we have got the Google Cloud, which is from Google. And many other organizations are providing the cloud services for everyone, for all the companies. And then we have got the security. Of course, security is very important part of the infrastructure side. So while we are having all these infrastructures, we need to keep them secure. So how to keep them secure? With the help of firewalls, with the help of routers, we keep those networks secure. And then support and help desk, of course, we are always having issues and problems, errors on our networks, on our infrastructures, whether it is a computer issue, whether it's a smartphone issue, or whether it's a camera issue or a printer issue. We always need a support for that. So that's why we have got support and help desk on that. Then what people do in this field? So in the field of IT infrastructure side, like I'm working as an IT infrastructure analyst in Linden Sprungli. So what I do there, or what other people do in different organizations. So they install and fix computers. Of course, all the computers that we are having, they need installations. They need to install the applications. They need to be fixed. If a camera is not working in the computer, or if the mouse is not working, if the touchpad is not working, if the keyboard is not working, then they need a fix. So are the applications that we use on the computer. For example, Microsoft 365 applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then different softwares that we use in the computers. They are all being installed by the pupil. Then setting up those networks. So, for example, all those networks that we talked about, so they need to be set up by someone. So there are network specialists. There are people that are working in this field, and they know how to configure the network, which devices they should use according to companies' needs. For example, whether they are connecting their stores to each other, whether they are connecting their branches to each other. For example, for banks, for the retail stores, for other companies, how to develop those network equipments and how to configure those networks. Then we have got managed servers. So we have got the pupils who are managing the servers. Whether we have got the servers on our own premises or whether they are on the cloud. So we have got people to understand those servers, how to install the operating systems, how to install the updates, how to set up Active Directory, how to set up DHCP, how to set up IIS, and how to set up databases. So there are people who are managing the servers. Then we have got, of course, creating of user accounts. So for the on the infrastructure side, the people who are working, they're creating the user accounts, whether it's in Active Directory on-premise or whether it is intra-AD in Azure in the cloud. So there are people who are creating the user accounts. It's not just a user account, but they need to understand the attributes, how to create those user accounts, how to provide the permissions, which files they should have access, and which platforms they should use. It's not just Active Directory, but there are databases, different other applications that we need to understand on how to create those user accounts. And then, of course, troubleshooting of issues. When a user is having an issue, when a user is having a problem, for example, a network issue, an internet issue, a software issue, a login issue, or even if it is a keyboard issue, a laptop issue, maybe the laptop cannot be turned on. So there we have got the users to troubleshoot, to find out what is the issue. How we need to troubleshoot. We need to go to the logs. We need to find out what has happened, whether it is because of an update, a recent application that has been installed, or whether something has been deleted or removed. So that's how we do the troubleshooting, and then we find a solution for that. Then keeping the system secure, of course, that's a very important topic to discuss. And then keeping all those systems secure is someone doing that. For example, we have got security analysts, we have got security officers in each organization so that they can keep all our infrastructure secure, whether it is by providing proactive trainings to the users or whether it is by installing the different, different security equipments. And then we have got to maintain our cloud services. Nowadays that we are moving to the cloud sites, for example, we need to maintain those cloud sites. We need to have someone to analyze the cost. We need to have someone to find out how to install the updates, how to install the services, which services are needed, which services are not needed, and we still have them. So how to configure the resources, what type of virtual network we should have, which ports should be open, which ports should be blocked. I mean, there are hundreds of things that the people need to know who are working on maintaining the cloud services. So this is about the infrastructure side. Overall, I would say the infrastructure in the IT is the hardware side, the backbone of the IT, and we need to know how to keep them secure, how to maintain them, and how to support them, and how to solve their issues. And then on the next slide, we'll be talking about the software and development, which I also call it the soul of the technology. So soul of the technology, or the software, is software and development from the intelligence layer of every digital system. If hardware is the body, then software is the soul. which tells everything what to do. It includes the applications we use, the operating systems which runs our devices, and the codes which powers websites, mobile applications, cloud platforms, and business tools. So this is the software side, the soul of the technology. The software development includes programming or writing the code. So the codes that we write, that's the part of the software or the programming side, because the computers does not understand our language. For example, the computer, if we speak in English, I mean, it's not just the computer understand the English. It's not just the computer understand Dutch or German or Hindi or Persian or any other language that we can think of. The computers only understand the computer language, which is binary. So how the computer understand that? It's always a compiler or a translator that translates our languages to the computer language, and then the computer understands what we need, and then the computer acts accordingly. And that's how the writing codes and programming becomes important. Then the web developments, of course, all the companies, all the organizations, all the governmental organizations, I mean, almost each store, each retail store, or even individuals are having a website nowadays. So that's how the web development is part of the software, and that's because it is a software, and when we access it, we cannot touch it. It is the soul of the websites. Then the mobile applications, of course, nowadays everyone is using the smartphones, whether it's iPhone, whether it's Samsung, whether it is, OneNote, Xiaomi, or any other brand. They are all using different operating systems. And then for those operating systems, we have got different applications, and then those applications are softwares. They are called softwares, and we use them on our phone. We have got WhatsApp, we have got cameras for capturing, we have got many other gaming applications, we have got designing applications, video designing applications, we have got AI applications, and then of course we have got governmental applications, municipalities applications, and many other applications that we can think of. So almost everyone, all the companies are trying to have their own applications, so that everyone can install those applications on their phone and then can access the applications on their phones. Databases, of course, databases are one of the important parts of the software and development that we mostly use in the companies and organizations, whether they are bigger organizations or whether they are governmental organizations, whether they are municipalities, police stations. Almost all of them have got their databases. So in the airports, in the ministries, everywhere we have got the databases, and now that's the software part. Then automation, of course, nowadays we are doing the automations. Like, for example, you can see the picture that automated the boxes. So, I mean, when we have parcels, it is, and we are doing it automatically with the robotics. So that is automation. Then AI and machine learning, of course, the AI, artificial intelligence, that is one of the hot topics nowadays, and everyone needs to understand all those topics. And we have got many websites and many companies who are doing AI, for example, Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT, and then we have got many other applications or websites that provide us AI technology so that we can change the text to video, that can change our poems to a song, and I mean they can do whatever we want. So they are the AI and machine learning, and the AI, once we talk with an agent or we talk with the AI, then the AI understands us, how we behave, and then next time we talk, we chat with them, then they chat accordingly, and then they already understand us, then how we behave and what we need, and they provide us all those informations. So that is part of the software. Then the testing of software, of course, after creating all those softwares, then we need to test them. So they have to be tested for errors, for bugs. So we cannot just launch the softwares without testing. So testing is one of the most important part of the software development. So what people do in this field, so the people who are involved in the software and development, they write codes. The people have learned how to write the codes, how to communicate with the computers, how to create applications, and how to how to do different operating systems, how to use Linux, how to use Unix, and then build websites. Of course, building of the websites is the people are building websites, creating websites, though there are hundreds of companies that provide us the easiest way that we can create our own websites, but still we need people because not everyone understands how to create those websites. So that's why there are people who are building websites for everyone, for all the stores, for all the restaurants, for all the coffee shops, for all the bars, for all restaurants, for hotels, or for the governmental organization, whatever you can think, or even for the individuals. For example, if I want to create a website, then I just find someone online and then I ask them to create a website. I just gave them the information, what type of website I would like to have, and then they just build a website for me. Then creating of applications, of course, nowadays we have got thousands of applications on our phones, but those applications are created by someone. So, for example, if I want to create my own applications, then I just find someone and then I pay them. I will tell them that I would like to have this type of application for my company or for my own self, or whether it is educational, whether it is a service, whatever. Then there are people who are working on the application development side. Then testing of the, of course, design databases, designing of the databases. I already mentioned the databases where we use them, but there are companies, bigger companies, small companies who are creating databases according to our needs and then according to our outputs. What do you want to input the data and what type of information and analysis we would like to have from our databases. So bigger the organization, bigger the company, like Oracle, SQL, and then SAP. There are many other companies who are building databases for everyone. And then testing of the software, there are people who are working on the testing side. So we call it UAT, user acceptance test. So once the software or the application or the database is created, then we have got different people who are testing those applications to find out the errors, the issues, the bugs, and then how does it work, how the system works, is it good enough to launch it or not. Then we have got automate tasks. So there are people who are working on automating of the tasks. Or for example, if a company would like to automate their task in their company, then there are people who are automating those tasks for them. And so develop AI tools. What people do in this area. So there are companies that would like to have to develop an AI tools. Then there are people who develop those AI tools. For example, a company needs a chat box, and then there are people that goes there and then create a chat box for them, and then the chat box will answer automatically for the company in the website. So that's how the AI tools are used. And then there are other companies that they use these AI tools for different purposes. And then, of course, those people are earning a lot of money in the AI systems. So this was the AI tools, and I'll say that wraps up today's session. Thank you very much for being until the end of this session. Now you know the two main pillars of information technology. So keep learning, keep building, and stay connected. If you enjoyed the video, I would like you to subscribe to my channel, and of course, press the like button. And if you comment, then I'll be happy to read and reply to your comments. If there's any suggestions, please do not hesitate to suggest me. Okay, until the next video, I wish you all the best.